This is October 4th, 2016. I'm up Payson Canyon. This is a new area that I've never been to before, but within about a mile of some other areas that I've been searching. Now hopefully you can see that. That is by far the neatest structure I've found to date. I'm going to take a whole bunch of photos from different angles. It's literally a shelter that any human could live in, but it's got all the hallmarks. Nothing's been chopped, everything's broken. You've got boughs that are mixed in for insulation, so this has probably been used more recently than some of the other structures that showed no form of insulation existing on them still. And I'm right at the top of a little hill, not far from some water sources. But it's not a hill, a major hill. It's a little hill within the forest. Fence type structure. Well, you can't really see it because the structure I'm looking at is right between us. That goes around it on the downhill side. But it's right up against this wigwam that I'm going to have to call this thing. Nothing has been tied. And I don't see any pole or stick there that aren't naturally broken. Now this has been here a while. None of these breaks appear to be fresh. So the basic wigwam has probably been there for at least a couple of years. And then there's some stones piled up down here at the bottom end, which is really interesting. This is the first I've seen, but I've heard about this before. See how the stones have been piled up on what would be the east end of the wigwam. It goes up there. And a little hole made, almost like a little lookout hole, or maybe where some air could vent through. This is the downhill side. And you see a whole bunch of poles leaned up there, almost like to break up the outline, so they could be somewhat hidden behind. I'm guessing that's what it is. I have no idea what it is. But now let me get over to the other side. Here's the east side, further down, and of the somewhat of a screen that is outside of the wigwam. And here it is directly from, I guess, the north side, and how those piled up sticks kind of break up the outline of it. But they make a pretty effective fence, but it's real close to it. And here we are coming up from the north towards the northwest side. See all the boughs leaned up there, I believe, to conceal it or insulate it, because the wind on this ridge would be coming from the side where all these boughs are. And maybe that's what all these are for down here, to break up the wind. Hard to say. And here's the opening to the wigwam to get inside. This is the opening to the wigwam. Notice rocks there in front of the entranceway. Can't really see the sticks that are inside of it. This is large enough for 2 or 3 adult men to cozily sleep in, but no indication whatsoever that humans have been here. There's no fire ring. There's no cigarette butts. There's no old beer cans or Coke cans, plastic wrappers. And I'm not too far from where there's a cattle fence. So this is not real far from where there are people. But unless you were, and I had to get completely off trail. And I found this by following a line of tree leans up this ridge line till I got to this. It seems like almost every time here in Utah when I find these large numbers of tree-lean structures and fall into the ridge tops, I'm finding these little structures up near the top of them. Anyway, this is probably the fourth kind of structure I found in this immediate area. And here's the inside. I don't know if the contrast is such that we'll really be able to see in here. Here's the bottom. And this is what it is. It looks like it's leaning against kind of a pole in the top. You can see all the debris on the bottom. It's actually kind of pine boughs with a pile of sticks there, which are kind of interesting. Anyway, pretty fascinating to me. Okay, this October 4th, it's called Not Being Prepared with your camera and having your battery continually die. This appears to be a wigwam structure that has fallen in on itself. Fairly old here. And the reason I say that is because there's a number of tree lanes structures here, and there's another one right here, right up on the hill. And this is up Payson Canyon, again on October 4th. I'm actually surprised the quality of the video in this phone. Well, I'm going to have to call this my 2 wigwam day. Okay, I said that last one was the most awesome wigwam I'd found. Well, I think this is the new number 1. Look at all these here. This is kind of double, set up double. You get this exterior area here, and then you get this main body that's older right here. Again, this is on top of a ridge on the other side of a lake from the previous wigwam. And this is really neat. I'll go all around it so you can get a good look at it. The kicker is, what Boy Scout's going to put that huge tree across the top of it? Sorry, Charlie, nobody's going to do that. I'm going to walk around and show this. We'll walk around over here. Yeah, no human would build this. You see these ends here, nothing chopped, all broken off. The inside here, oh geez, something inside of it, tree marten or something like that. I don't know if I got on film or not. Maybe a fox. Obviously gave me a bit of a shock. Probably a gray fox. What do they call it? I just got a glimpse of the fur. This is truly awesome. And again, I'm amazed at how close this is to where people are. No human would build something like that. Why'd you have the big tree in the middle of it? It's not or square. It's kind of a oddball shape. I mean, it's again a little bit more than a pile of junk, but it is more than a pile of junk. And definitely this here has been matted down, so something's been laying in there. This is awesome. And there's a can inside there like we saw at that other wigwam like this, actually on the other side of this lake. That's my backpack in the background. Fascinating. People don't make these. Not this. The other one I saw earlier today, yeah. Sticks were light. Could have been made. There are a few little nails on some wood outside of it, but it could have been used after the fact by some cowboys or backpackers, and they used the place where they nailed the little sticks to set their packs. But this, no way, not here. And you can see there's a spot right here where something's kind of sat down, burrowed in. Here's another one of these things I call the Bigfoot Highway, where you've got the tree trunks or branches perpendicular across the trail, either to act as a barrier or to act as something that these things can walk on. This is a trail going up to this really neat wigwam that I just photographed.